Hey guys, my name is Cristian Rogers, executive producer of the Slumpbuster podcast. Today we wanted to give you guys a fun review of The Sandlot, the classic baseball movie from 1993. So in this episode, we just wanted to give some love to the sport of baseball. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our review of The Sandlot. Okay guys, welcome to our Sandlot review. Right now we have Juju with us, and my name is Cristian Rogers, the executive producer of the Slumpbuster.
But we prefer calling him C Money. It's a pleasure to be here. I am ready for this review. I haven't talked Sandlot in a long time, so it's nice to harken back to childhood. And if you didn't watch Sandlot in your childhood, I definitely feel a little sorry for you.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. The Sandlot is a very classic movie. I remember the movie, I saw that movie maybe 1996. And it came out in 1993, April 1st. That was 2 months before I was born. So obviously, it's a very classic movie within our generation.
Baseball obviously kind of come on hard times in terms of popularity, but it's funny that this movie is so well loved by our generation despite that. Even if you've never watched a baseball game in the last 10 years, I think you can still sit back and enjoy The Sandlot. There's so many classic moments that you just definitely can't get away with today, but by 1990 standards, oh, this movie's amazing. I love it. There's some of the characters in it. It's not just a baseball movie. Obviously, the main story revolves around Smalls and him coming to a new town, meeting his friends. So it's kind of nice to see his interaction. I think we all can relate to that. I get that. When I first moved to a big city, even in college years, I kind of felt like a little bit like Smalls. You know, that whole awkwardness of meeting friends when you're new to a place.
Oh, yeah, especially. It's a very good coming-of-age type movie. The movie, it does focus on the bonds that you make with new friends, and they all do it through the love of baseball. So my favorite things about this movie is that it's very quotable. You have "You're killing me, Smalls" quote, and "The Great Bambino." Those two quotes itself always stick with me to this day. And then I just love it how the movie just had that little history lesson on the great Babe Ruth.
When Benny's having his little dream there with Babe at the end, that's one of the most inspirational moments. I was actually just watching this movie today in preparation of the review, and just, I kind of felt a little bit better about my day after hearing the Babe talk. When he grabs that ball for Hank Aaron, a little nod to Hank Aaron, who's going to break his home run record. Enjoyed that. Probably not as happy about Barry Bonds doing it, but I'm a Giants fan, so I'm biased. I don't mind it as much.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I just wanted to have this little history about the movie. So the film's budget was $7 million. Back in 1990s, that was very expensive for a movie. Nowadays, film budgets are $150 million. Shoot, Avengers was $300 million. And the movie made back $33 million. For 1993, that is a home run in itself. That's pretty good money.
I see what you did there, home run. I kind of wondered, did they spend all their money when they were making all those robots to get their ball back from the beast during that movie? Because these kids must have been amazing engineers if they were building all these gadgets. By the way, we're reviewing this movie in the sense that we probably assume you've already watched it at this point, and if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Do yourself a favor, whether you're a sports movie fan or you're not into watching kids movies, whatever, do yourself a favor. It will bring you back to childhood a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, this movie's a classic. I feel like back in the 80s, 90s era, that was when we got the best sports movies. Even Disney, when they did the Mighty Ducks, even those are classic in itself.
Yeah, which film studio actually made this? I'm familiar. Was it Disney? Because if not, it's nice to see that Disney itself didn't actually make a classic for once. And now when we live in an era where everything is made by Disney, basically, it's nice that one of these classic childhood films came from another studio.
It was actually distributed by 20th Century Fox,
which is ironically now bought by Disney.
So, yep. So
now you can say that technically The Sandlot is a classic Disney film in a way.
Oh yeah, it's crazy now, huh?
So what are some of your favorite parts from this movie, when we look back on it?
Oh, my favorite part is the kid with the glasses when they're at the swimming pool and he's trying to hit on the lifeguard.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Yep, and then he pretends to drown so he could get a kiss from her.
Okay. See, now by 2019 standards, probably not the best move for you, Squints, but in the 1990s, you were the man. Especially since the movie was technically also based in the 60s. It's also nice that they aren't bogged down by modern conveniences based on their setting too, being in the 1960s. That love for the game, that enthusiasm behind baseball was still there. One of the sequences that I hear gets a lot of praise, and rightfully so, is that America the Beautiful sequence while you have the fireworks going off in the background and you just have the kids playing the night game. That's kind of like a beautiful sequence. But one of my favorites is also when you have the catcher kind of like going back and forth with the other team with the classic line, "You play baseball like a girl." And that's when all hell broke loose between those two teams. Because actually getting to see them play another team, I think, was a good element to this thing, because you actually got to see the baseball, whereas a lot of movies like this could gloss over the baseball side of this. You actually get to see the kids actually play and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when the PF Flyers are broken out at the end by Benny, then you just know it's on. It's game time. Fastest kid alive.
My other favorite thing about this movie is the portrayal of the Beast. They show him as this giant monster, and he's actually a really cute dog named Hercules. I thought that was hilarious because I feel like it's very relatable, because growing up, we've all had that creepy neighbor in our neighborhood that people make up stories about. For example, in this movie, the neighbor has this big old dog that just likes to swallow up baseballs. And when you go back there, it's just a normal dog that just likes to play with balls.
Well, probably should edit out play with balls, but...
Oh, okay.
No, I get it. No, but just so happens that not all of our creepy neighbors just happen to be James Earl Jones. So it's kind of funny to think how involved James Earl Jones is in my childhood. Not only the voice of Mufasa, but he comes out with the surprise appearance in this movie as the grumpy, crotchety old neighbor that was actually a really chill guy. Mm-hmm. Like when he saves Smalls' ass and gives him the ball signed by Murderous Row. That's such a kick-ass moment right there. Especially too because, if you lost a ball signed by Babe Ruth, I think your stepdad honestly has the right to just straight up disown you, kick you out of the house right there.
Oh yeah, especially knowing how much that ball is worth to people. Oh man, nope, wouldn't like that at all.
I think too, even his stepdad still might have been mad just because I understand the feeling of getting a signature from the person while they're actually there, especially because I'm assuming based off the timeline of this movie, his dad probably got that signature when he was a kid or something from Babe Ruth. So I could understand where he'd be a little bit tied to the ball. By the way, it's kind of surprising to see Gwen Stacy's dad as the stepdad in this movie.
Denis Leary, right?
Denis Leary,
Denis Leary.
Sometimes when you watch like an old movie like this or get that like nostalgia, you just like, wow, this guy was in that movie? Really? Why didn't I snap about it then? Because he was so young when he was doing this role.
Oh, yeah, man. Let's see, 2 years after this movie came out, Denis Leary was also in Small Soldiers. That's another classic kids film.
Yeah, and then he had a while to go before he hit success with Rescue Me. And obviously I mentioned the Amazing Spider-Man series, which wasn't so amazing, but that's a story for another day. Overall, how I feel about this movie. First episode doing this, so we got to come up with our rating scale.
Okay, so I've seen this movie so many times. It's one of those movies where you can watch over and over and over again, and you still enjoy it as much as you did the first time. I would still give this movie a 9 out of 10. Or how are we going to scale it?
Well, it's a baseball movie. I guess it's only right that we say this was a home run.
Yep, definitely a home run.
The crowd goes wild. All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, so thank you for listening to our review. We're going to be doing more reviews like this. So our next ones are going to be Major League, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams. If you guys want to watch or listen to these movie reviews, we're actually going to be doing them on YouTube. This episode will be on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and the other platforms, as this is a quick preview for you guys. So we really hope you enjoyed this. There will be more reviews. And thank you once again for listening to the Slumpbuster. Have a nice night, guys.
Remember, kid, there's heroes and there's legends. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid, and you never go wrong.